Welcome to the WordPress Photography Podcast, the podcast for photographers who want to learn how to get the most out of WordPress to grow their photography business. You don't need to be a geek to understand WordPress. Settle back and listen as we show you how. Now, here's your host, Scott Wyden-Kivowitz.
Hey, this is Scott Wyden-Kivowitz. Welcome to episode 62 of the WordPress Photography Podcast. Now, in the last episode, I talked about a bug in Yoast SEO version 7. And, Yoast SEO is one of my favorite plugins for WordPress. It is by far the best SEO plugin for WordPress. I've been using it for years, and it's evolved in so many great ways. Now, of course, like I said in the last episode, every software product could have bugs, and most likely will have bugs at any given point in time. And today I wanted to bring some positivity to the sort of negative things that have been said about Yoast recently after the bug issue came out. And I want to share a really great thing that Yoast gives you for free out of the box related to social media, and it's called Open Graph and Twitter Card. And basically, within a page or post, you have the ability to edit what is visible on search engines. And not in search engines, in social media. And so today's episode, I'm going to share not only how to create the images for social media in Yoast and in WordPress and Yoast, but also how to debug your image that's shared if it's the wrong image. Okay, so first things first, I am using, you'll see on the screen if you're watching this episode, but basically I am using Gutenberg. I am using the beta plugin of Gutenberg, which is going to be built into WordPress 5.0. Basically, it's a new visual editor. Now, Yoast is not fully compatible with Gutenberg, yet it does still work, so that's why I'm kind of showing you where they are right now. I believe they're going to be switching from, if you're looking at the screen, if you're looking at the podcast episode, you're going to be switching from the sort of default custom meta box to using the sidebar, which is now preferred for Gutenberg. And but basically, whether you're using the new Gutenberg or the current visual editor, you will have this meta box right now, and inside is a social tab, and in the social tab are two other tabs, one for Facebook and one for Twitter. Now, what Yoast will do by default is we'll actually use the image that is set as your featured image for the Open Graph settings. Open Graph is anything that something like Google Plus or Facebook or Pinterest might look at. Twitter looks at if there's no Twitter card preset, and you're going to see Twitter card in a second as well. But basically, in the Facebook tab, you have the ability to set your Facebook title for the page or post, the Facebook description for the page or post, and the Facebook image if you don't want to use the same image that's your featured image. Now that basically means you can create custom images specific for Twitter and Facebook. Okay, and that is a really nice thing because maybe you want to show something different. You want to personalize it to Facebook versus Twitter versus just your own website. But by default, it's using the featured image. So I'm just going to leave it as the featured image. And by default, the Facebook title will be your page or post title. And by default, the Facebook description will be your excerpt or piece of your excerpt, rather. Or your meta description, if you're not using Yoast SEO to pre-fill your meta description with your excerpt, then as a default, then your Facebook description will also utilize that, whatever your default is for that. Now, I might do another episode down the road of like preferred settings for Yoast to set it up so you're semi-automating Yoast SEO. I might do that as an episode down the road, but I don't want to do too many episodes, back to back, all on Yoast SEO. Now, let's say that you create a post, or technically a page, like what I'm doing right now. I'm making a page, and you go to share it on Facebook, and you are noticing that the the image is wrong. Okay, you've got the featured image there, or you have your everything set up, and it's wrong. Or in Twitter, right? So Twitter cards, you can set the Twitter title, Twitter description, Twitter image, same sort of thing as Facebook, except specific for Twitter. So the image sizes are actually a little bit different. Now let's say it's wrong on Facebook. Okay, so there is a page called the Facebook debugger, and that is what you're seeing right now if you're watching this episode. I will link to this in the show notes if you're not, if you want to check this out later. But basically, you put in the URL that you want to see, and you hit debug, and it's going to show you everything. Now, I am missing the Facebook app ID because I didn't set that up in Yoast SEO, so that's why it's saying it's missing. And it's actually not essential that you add the app ID, but it definitely makes it a little bit better because that means Facebook can correlate the page or post with your Facebook page. Now, you'll see that the image is this one. Now, let's say I go and change the image. I'm going to choose a different featured image. I'm going to choose this one, and I'm going to update. Now, technically, it's the wrong image, right? They're the two separate images. So what do? Once you've updated that image or the title or the description, you can see I've got the title is here and the description is here. You can hit scrape again. And now it's going to check out that page again. And let's just scrape again because sometimes it takes a little bit of time. And look, the image has finally changed. Now what that means is it actually cleared the Open Graph cache on Facebook. And it's cleared it. And now it has taken in the new one, the new title, the new description, the new image. And if you have the app ID in there, the app ID will be there and it'll correlate that to, connected to your Facebook page. So that is the debugger tool. That is how you fix a broken Open Graph if it's broken on Facebook, is using that. Twitter, I do not believe, has a Twitter card debugger. If they do, I will do some more research, and if I ever see one, I will be sure to share that with you. But otherwise, I will link to Yoast SEO, and I will link to the debugger for Facebook in the show notes. But that's all I want to share with you. More importantly is how to fix the image. I'm seeing it so often in the WordPress for Photographers Facebook group. I'm seeing it so often that people are seeing the wrong image and they're not knowing how to fix it. So hopefully this episode I'll be able to share over and over again whenever we see somebody who's having that issue, that question come up. We can share this episode and it can be fixed for them, right? So that's it. Share the Facebook Open Graph debugger and Yoast SEO, and you can really control what people see with your content on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. If you want to check out the show notes, it's imagely.com/podcast/62. Until next time.
You've been listening to the WordPress Photography Podcast. To listen to other episodes and to subscribe to the podcast via iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and more, please visit imagely.com/podcast.